Hello and welcome to a brand new episode of JoeScentMe. My name is Joe and I'm your host for today. Today I want to talk to you about a brand experience that I had recently with a house known as Alghabra Parfums. I was so pleasantly surprised. I really love this house, and they have a collection that includes 5 fragrances. And I got a chance to experience all of them. So hopefully if you followed me on Instagram, you'll be able to go back and see my notes and everything about it. But I just wanted to talk briefly about this house and about the collection and just a little bit about each one. But before I do, I'm going to show you real quick the presentation because they are the same with every single bottle. Then we'll talk about the fragrances one by one. So for the sake of demonstration, I'm using Poem of Demis, Demis being Damascus. And as you can see on the box, every single one of these are extrait de parfum. And this is the box. It's a solid cardboard box, very heavy duty. On the spine, as you can see here, is a little bit of a piece of artwork, and there's going to be more to this story in a minute here. And then the fragrance slides out and is seated right inside there. The bottle is very classic, simple but elegant, heavy duty glass, really thick, really heavy. These are all 50 ml, extrait de parfum, as you can see written on there. There's actually 3 different fragrances in the black line and 2 in the white line. So the difference is the white line will have white label, but the box stays the same. On the cap is embossed an H and a G. I think it's for Alghabra. And when you spin the bottle in the back, you'll notice that there's another piece of art on the back. So there'll be more about that as well. So now that you've seen what the bottles look like, just real quick, let me give you a little bit of history. It is a tribute to the old city of Damascus. The city of Jasmine is actually what it's known as. And in fact, one of their fragrances is called the city of Jasmine, and it's so good. It is an homage to the nose, which is Mohammed Kahir Alghabra. That's where the last name comes from here. And if you're wondering what Alghabra means, it means dust. And I know that seems weird, but it means dust. Now, what's really interesting is the family back in the day, way back in the day, when their family ships would pull into port, they would bring up a lot of dust in the air. So the people around town were saying, oh boy, here comes the dust. Here comes Alghabra. So that's how they ended up with that name. They've been in business since 1973. That's quite some time. All right, so now we'll talk about the fragrances individually. So the first one I want to talk about is called From the Heart. The notes for this are bergamot, peach, bitter orange, and then we have Damascus rose, lily, and then we have amber. So this is from their white line. Now, I know when I spoke to Muhammad, he said that the white line was meant to be more feminine and the black line was meant to be more masculine. And I beg to differ. I want to tell you right now that both the white and the black line are very unisex and so good. So good. The thing that blew me away for every single one of these is that every single one of these lasted on me over 12 hours. We're talking nuclear level longevity. Over 12 hours for each one. And why? Because each of these fragrances has 30% or higher in their oils. And I will have to say they're extremely high quality oils. So From the Heart, the scent was amazing. Again, I really enjoyed the fruitiness of the top with that peach. And then the floral did not bother me. And even though I am not a floral person, I have to say it just really did a great job, and every person that I showed it to seemed to really like it. So highly recommend it if you're looking for something that's great for spring and summer. That's a great one. The sale price for each one of these bottles is $165 US. At this time, the only place where you can buy it is directly off of the Bayman website, and I'll include the link down below. It is like a department store in Turkey. So the brand is Turkish, and it is a department store in Turkish that's a high-end, sort of like a Neiman Marcus of Turkey. And that's the only place right now where you can find it. I'm gonna try really hard to help these guys come into the United States because I really do think that you guys need to try this. I really am excited about this house. So let's move on to the next scent. The next scent is the City of Jasmine, which is what the old city of Damascus has been known for. The top notes for this are leather and apple. In the heart we have jasmine and rose, and in the base we have vanilla and musk. I will have to tell you, I know this house is not a clone house, so please do not think of it as that. But I will tell you, this one very closely resembled a Ventus. And for those of you who say that a Ventus doesn't last too long, this new formulation didn't last too long, well guys, I'm here to tell you that this one lasted 12 plus hours on me. And if you like that profile, if you like that DNA of a Ventus, you're gonna love this fragrance, and it costs 1/3 the price of a bottle of a Ventus. So highly recommend this. It really is a fantastic fragrance. So definitely recommend it for you guys. Let's move on to the next one. The next one is the Scent of Paradise. We have fruity notes in the top that are not mentioned what fruity notes are. Bergamot, so we got this bright fruity citrusy note at the top. Then we go into the iris and the rose, and again rose makes a comeback in almost every single one of these fragrances. The iris being very nice and powdery. Then in the base, here's where it gets really pretty. We got amber, musk, and sandalwood. So yet another gorgeous fragrance, and again, lasted forever on me. So if you could imagine a fruity floral with a touch of amberwood and sandalwood, this is just gorgeous fragrance. So very appropriate for the summer, the springtime, pretty much any season. It's perfect for that. Moving on to the next fragrance, is called King of Flowers. And this one starts off with grapefruit and bergamot, so it's nice and citrusy at the top. And then we get into the lavender and iris, and then finally we get amber and sandalwood. Gorgeous fragrance. Again, I love this one. And it just has this bright, happy feeling to it with those top notes of citrus, but then it gets really soft with, and I'm not talking soft in the sense that it doesn't project, or soft in the sense that it doesn't last. Again, these all lasted over 12 hours, but it was soft in the sense that it goes into a floral that again I liked, which typically is not the case. So we have then the dry down of amber and sandalwood. Really creamy, delicious, sweet and creamy sandalwood. Gorgeous fragrance, highly recommended. So last on the list is Poem to Demis. So this one happens to be their strongest fragrance. It features notes of agarwood and amber in the top. We also have fruity and floral notes in the middle, and then we have oriental notes, and they're not listed. So beyond these generic terms, they aren't listed, but I will say this is a gorgeous fragrance, perfect for the fall and winter, and as the days get colder, it really is a gorgeous fragrance. These lasted, again, 12 plus hours on me. This is, like I said, the strongest of all of them. If you love oud, if you love oriental fragrances, this is the way to go if you love it. So you know how I mentioned earlier that there's something extra that you need to pay attention to about these boxes? So remember I showed you that the box has a piece of art behind here? If you're a collector like me, you're gonna wanna have all 5 of these fragrances. Why? Because when you put these boxes together, as you'll see in the video here, you're gonna notice that it creates a picture, a whole picture, so you can kind of get the grand scale of things. This was painted by an artist, a local artist in Turkey, and it's a really detailed painting. And what's really cool is that pieces of that painting are on the backs of every single bottle, and the entire painting spans the spine of all 5 of these fragrances. So I think that's a great feature. It makes it more collectible that way. You kind of want to have all of them because you just don't want a gap in your picture. And if you present them the way I did right there in the video, you'll see that you're going to want to have every single one of them. So I really do love this house. $165. Really well-made fragrances. The perfumers are not these rock stars that everybody knows. They're local people. They're really just well-made perfumes, and I'm just stoked about this brand. So hopefully one day they will be available in the United States, but until then, you'll have to buy them online through the website. And if you have any questions about this, please leave a comment below. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. And then of course, hit that notification bell at the top so that you'll be notified when I come out with new content. And then of course, don't forget to subscribe. And if anybody asks where you heard about this fragrance, please tell them Joe sent me. Thank you and take care.